The following segment is sponsored by American Veteran Air Conditioning.
Welcome back. There's a veteran-owned business here in the upstate that specializes in climate control solutions and is dedicated to fixing it right the first time. Shawn McGraw and John Parnell from American Veteran Air Conditioning are with us today. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, between air conditioning, heating, installing those systems, and maintaining them, homeowners a lot of times feel like they have a lot to keep up with, but you have created a monthly package that makes it really easy for everyone. Tell us about your all-in-one comfort plan.
Absolutely. Shawn and I have been doing business for a little while, and when we first started, we needed to drum up some other calls just to kind of make ends meet. And one of those ways we did is through warranty companies. They were nice enough to help us build our business, but one of the things we learned was that they weren't expecting us to fix anything. They kind of patch it and go. And the more we talked to our customers, they would say things like, you're the 9th customer or company we've had at our house. Nobody's ever fixing anything. And additionally, what we found was that they're spending hundreds of dollars a month in some cases for those companies to protect their home and specifically their HVAC system. So we came up with the all-in-one comfort plan to say, well, why don't we put it in a unit, the entire unit, and then protect it for the next 10 years.
No matter what happens, for $135 a month, you're going to make sure it's in working order.
Absolutely. And we want to do both the inside and the outside unit if that's what you have. We want to come out every 6 months and do the maintenance on it. When something's broken, we want to just fix it. And we don't think that you should expect anybody to charge you for it.
And the concept seems simple enough, but maintenance is not always that simple. In talking about maintenance today, our viewers can know that they're getting the maintenance that is promised to them by doing what, Shawn? You brought some pictures along to show first a hole in the roof.
Yes, well, that hole in the roof, that's a direct result from just maintenance not being done. That's generally from a condensate line. Well, that is what that's from. Something as simple as the condensate line or the drain line from the unit getting plugged up, and that unit eventually just kept working and flowed over. You don't notice it because it's in your attic. There was no safety switches in line with it. So eventually that roof just fell down to that one was actually a bed, their young lady's bed in their bedroom. So she wasn't there, so that's a good thing. Wow. But yes, so we went ahead and got that sheetrock patched up for them, or we referred them to we don't do sheetrock, but I know some great guys that do. But we got their system up and running. We obviously maintain their system now as well.
Okay, excellent. What's slide 2 show us?
Well, there's a lot involved in a maintenance. And when I've been in this industry for coming close to 20 years now. When I first came into the industry, the perception that was taught to me was we do maintenances to fill the downtime. Well, that doesn't work. We do maintenances because we have an obligation to our customer to do what we told them they're going to do. And a lot of the breakdowns, the majority of breakdowns could either be prevented or prolonged out 5, 6, 7 years if it's maintained properly. So a maintenance isn't just coming up there and spraying a water hose over a coil real quick and walking out the door in 20 minutes, which is what we found talking to a lot of customers. That's what they were receiving from some places. I talk to customers and I tell them, look, if you have a technician out to your house and they're not comfortable with you being right over their shoulder, you might want to rethink who you have at your house. I recommend to our customers, I encourage them to come out and be a part of that maintenance, be a part of allowing us to show them the ins and outs of their units, what we're doing, exactly what's going on, what we can prevent, what we are preventing, so they know they're getting the value that they paid for. And that goes a long ways with them. So in general, when we go out to maintain a system, that's not a 20-minute maintenance. That's usually between an hour and a half and 2 hours being at that customer's home and making sure that they are receiving the full value and the full benefit of what they receive from us. And that kind of comes into the all-in-one comfort plan too. People ask us how we can do that. Well, we can do that because we installed the system. We know it was installed properly because we did it, and we're out there maintaining that system. So I know that the chances of them having a catastrophic breakdown are pretty daggone slim because we've been maintaining that system the whole time.
That really sets your business apart then. I know American Veteran Air Conditioning has grown a lot since you started as a one-man business in 2012, partly because of the way you treat people. Talk to us about your customer focus. What's the philosophy there?
Well, Customer focus just comes down to, like we talked about before, doing what said you were going to do initially, because that's what we brought out to the house to do, but treating them like I would expect somebody to treat my mom or my grandma when I come out to that door. So there's no snake oil, there's no nothing of that unfortunately contractors get the persona of having. It's just a conversation with the customer and allowing them to know exactly what's going on with their system and explaining it to them. Because we don't expect you to know everything about your HVAC system. That's why we're there.
Yeah, we don't want to know. We want you to know.
Right. Yeah, we just want to give them all the information to allow you to make an educated decision at the end of the day.
And you go out of your way to attract top talent too. I think that's all part of that philosophy. When you surround yourself with the best people on your team, it's an important thing to do, right?
Absolutely. I spend probably 30% of my time recruiting. We're looking for educated people. We will teach them what we want them to know. It's important for us to get smart people who have good customer service skills so they can do all the things Shawn is promising.
Yep. Well, I know, Shawn, you joined the service in 1998, served for almost a decade and went through several deployments. And John, you joined the Army out of high school, basic training, airborne school, and joined the Rangers flying Black Hawk helicopters, serving 13 years and 3 tours in Afghanistan. So thank you both for your service.
Yes,
I love to point that out. But you know, your mission now is solving the problems that people are having with their AC or heating. So is there anything else you want people to know about the way you do business or what they can expect from you all?
Oh, absolutely. We are coming up on some inclement weather. I just watched your weather forecast, so it's not looking, well, depending on if you're a kid or if you're an adult, it might look good or great. But with that snow and everything else does come some issues with your AC unit or your heat pump or your furnace, depending on which you have. One of the easiest things to do is to go ahead, as that snow is building up on top of that condenser coil, is just get a soft bristle brush, turn the system off first at the circuit breaker, brush that off, and don't allow that to accumulate on top of the unit. Same thing with ice. And also, there's a lot of folks will know where their condensate drain lines coming out of their house is. If you have a furnace and that's getting covered up with ice and snow and it's not allowed to drain, that's going to cause eventually that furnace to quit working, which obviously you don't want when it's 20 degrees outside. So those are just some real quick things to maybe get you through a little bit of a cold snap right here.
Great tips. You don't have to have that much of a background in what's happening with your AC to know to dust that stuff off and let the air flow freely, huh?
Correct.
All right, wonderful. Well, thanks so much for being here. To contact American Veteran, you can call the number on your screen, 435-0822, or visit the website, AmericanVeteranAC.com. Shawn, John, thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
We'll send it back to you in the studio.